Chapter 6, ADHAN and IQÄMAH. Surah 62, Ayat 9 says, O you who believe, when the call is given out for prayer on Friday, hasten to the remembrance of Allah and leave off business. The adhan, literally an announcement, is an announcement of the time of prayer. In the words of on hearing which Muslimin flock to the mosque or to a place of prayer. And the iqamah, literally the setting upright of a thing or establishing an affair, is a similar call in the words, at which those gathered in the mosque arrange themselves into ranks, and the prayer service is started. Though prayers were said in congregation from the very start when this instruction was established very early in Mecca, the adhan and the iqamah were introduced after the flight to Medina. But the adhan is not only an announcement to the people to gather together for prayer, it is as well a declaration of the principles of Islam made with a loud voice from every locality inhabited by Muslimin. It is an announcement to the whole world 5 times a day as to what Islam is and what it stands for. The Shahada there is a declaration of the basic principles of Islam, that there is no God but Allah, God is only one, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. In the takbir, there is the declaration that Allah is the greatest of all, and that, therefore, a Muslim bows before none but Allah. Allahu Akbar is the watchword of Islam. It's repeated no less than 6 times in the adhan. In Hayya alal Salah, and prayer, there is the declaration that the real message of religion, which is the realization of the divine in man, this can only be attained through, but not in the New Agey way, right? This can only be attained through prayer, by drinking deep at the divine source. And Hayya alal Falah, come to success. We are told that success or full development of the human faculties can be attained only through prayer or the realization of the divine in a man. God being omnipresent. The adhan thus serves a double purpose. It is an announcement of the time of prayer, and at the same time an announcement of the principles of Islam and the significance underlying them. It replaces the meaningless ringing of a bell or the blowing of a trumpet by the most effective propaganda of religion that can be thought of. To everyone's door, nay, to his very ears, has carried the message every morning, by morning, before the sunrise, every early afternoon, every late afternoon, every evening, and at the time of going to bed, that the unity of God and the messengership of Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, are the fundamental principles of Islam, and that anyone can attain to complete self-development through the realization of the divine in him, which is brought about by prayer. Muslimin give up all business on hearing the call for prayer. How adhan was started is stated. Well, it gives the words of the adhan and the words of the iqamah, and then relating to the mode of delivery of the adhan, showing that adhan must be delivered from a high place and in the loudest voice so that it may reach the largest number of people. The deliverer of the adhan must be a man who is respected for his virtues, and he should take no remuneration for his service. The call must be obeyed. The words of the adhan should be repeated when it is being delivered, and a prayer must be offered after it has been delivered. The adhan may be called out earlier than the time of prayer if there's some other object in view. And then we have the relation of the delivery of the iqamah. It is reported that about Ibn Umar, that he used to say, the Muslimin, when they came to Medina, used to gather together, and they made an appointment for prayers. No call was given for it, so they talked about it one day. Some of them said, have a bell like the bell of the Christians. Others said, rather a bugle like the horn of the Jews. Umar said, would you not appoint a man who should sound a call for the prayers? The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, O Bilal, get up and give a call for prayer. And what if it was like one of those Tibetan, those weird, Anas said, well, I mean, the list would be long if it was nowadays. The people didn't have that much variety in musical instruments sometimes. And Anas said, well, someone suggested a drum. Who suggested a drum? Anas said, when the number of people increased, they conversed that they should make known the time of prayers by some means which they may recognize. So they mentioned that they should light the fire or ring a bell. Then Bilal was commanded to call out the adhan, repeating the words, and to say the iqamah, uttering the words only once. Abu Mabdura said, I said, O Messenger of Allah, teach me the way of delivering the adhan. He said, so he touched his forehead and said, thou shouldst say, Allah is the greatest, Allah is the greatest, Allah is the greatest, Allah is the greatest. Then thou shouldst raise thy voice with it, and thou shouldst say, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Thou shouldst lower thy voice with it, and then thou shouldst raise thy voice with the bearing of witness. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Come to prayer, come to prayer, come to success, come to success. And if it is the morning, if it's the dawn prayer, thou shouldst say, prayer is better than sleep. Prayer is better than sleep. Then thou shouldst say, God is the greatest, God is the greatest. There's no God but Allah. And Khayrum was added after Hay Allah Falah and repeated twice. Now, some narrations say that that morning prayer is a pre-dawn thing, like the vertical streaks of the false dawn, that people would say that. Ibn Umar said, in the time of the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, sentences of the adhan used to repeat twice, and those of the iqamah were uttered only once, with this exception that he used to say, prayer is ready, prayer is ready. Said reported that the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, commanded Bilal to put his forefingers into his ears when delivering the adhan. This, he said, would help in the raising of thy voice, because you're not worrying about your own hearing. It is related about Bilal that he put his two forefingers in his ear while delivering the adhan, while Ibn Umar did not put his forefingers into his ears. And Ibrahim said, there is no harm in delivering the adhan without performing ablution. And Atta said, ablution is necessary, and it is the Prophet's practice. Well, the Prophet didn't say it was necessary, requiring extra things. Shouldn't be done. Now, saying extra things could be nice, that's different. Abu Juhayfa said that he saw Bilal delivering the adhan. He said, so I followed him when he turned his face to one side and to the other in the adhan. Moses said, I saw Bilal when he went forth to the Abtah and delivered the adhan. So when he reached Hayya Allah Salah, Hayya Allah Falah, I'm getting confused here with the lack of whatever diacritical marks, He turned his neck to the right side and to the left and did not turn around. A woman of the Bani Najjar said, my house was the highest house in the environs of the mosque, and Bilal used to deliver the morning adhan on it. Abdullah reported that Abu Sa'id Khudri said to him, I see thee living among goats and in the desert. So when thou art amongst thy goats, or in thy desert, and deliverest the adhan for prayer, raise thy voice with the adhan, for neither jinn nor man nor anything else hears the voice of the crier within its reach, but it shall bear witness for him on the day of resurrection. Now the prayer is not that loud, just loud enough to be heard by the people present. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, the Imam is a surety and the deliverer of the adhan is one in whom confidence is placed. O Allah, direct aright the leaders of prayer and grant protection to the deliverers of the adhan. Uthman ibn Abil As said, O Messenger of Allah, make me the Imam of a people. He said, thou art their Imam, and do thou follow the weakest of them, and appoint a mu'adhin who does not take any remuneration for his adhan. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, commanded us, saying, when you are in the mosque and a call for prayers is sounded, let not one of you go out until he said his prayers. Abu Sa'id Khudri reported that the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, when you hear the adhan, say what the mu'adhin says. Yahya said, some of our brethren related to me that when he heard the words come to prayer, he said, there is no strength nor power but in Allah. And he said, thus did we hear your Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, say. Jabir reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, whoever says when he hears the adhan, O Allah, Lord of this perfect call and ever-living prayer, grant to Muhammad nearness and excellence, and raise him to the position of glory which thou hast promised him. My intercession will be due to him on the day of resurrection. Allahumma Rabba, I don't remember. Abdallah reported on the authority of the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, who said, let not the adhan of Bilal prevent one of you from taking his breakfast, for he delivers the adhan while it is night, so that he may send back the one of you who is saying his prayer, or awaken the one who is sleeping. Hence that extra line. Abdallah reported that the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, between every two adhans there is a prayer for him who likes. He said this thrice. Ziyad said that he delivered the adhan, and Bilal desired to call out the iqamah, but the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, O brother of Sudah, the one who calls out the adhan shall call out the iqamah.